Man, I can't tell you enough how much more people will value you and what you're doing by being yourself. That's why I definitely learned in business and building a social media platform. Like, bro, if you're not being yourself and you're trying to act like somebody else, you're not going to get too far. There's literally no need to be fake in how you're trying to live life. If you're trying to pretend to be somebody else when you're not, like, you're just another person trying to compare with somebody else. And the thing about this world, that God has made us uniquely tailored to the purpose he's given us for. So why don't you just use your gifts and talents that he's already blessed you with and stop comparing? And I feel that's like one of our biggest struggles as humans, is just comparing with other people, with other people's lives that are not pertaining to ours. Even on social media, you look at some of these pictures, videos, reels about money, cars, girls, guys, whatever, girlfriend, boyfriend, they have this, they have that. It's like, dude, try looking behind the screen and seeing how they really feel in their hearts, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And I really hope that you don't think that people have it all, because there are definitely a lot of people that don't have it all, and nobody has it all. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Nobody has everything figured out in life. That includes me, going through trials, struggles, problems, you name it, on a daily basis. Life is not easy. It is very hard in some respect. And social media is just a highlight reel, just showing all the good stuff that's happening. That's the bad thing about it though, because it really doesn't show you truly on how to build that business, or how to have a really great marriage in your life, or spiritually knowing Jesus. Like, there's just so many things that the social media does not show you in the world that really happens to people. And dude, if you're trying to do social media and totally blow it up, bro, that's great. Go at it, go for it. But this is one thing I would tell you. Yes, you have to be consistent. Yes, you got to keep showing up. Yes, you got to make great content, but you really got to be authentic and being yourself. It's very simple to just be yourself, right? If you're trying to chase to be a Danny Duncan or other YouTubers, then like, you're not gonna be different in any way that people will want to follow you. I'll give you an example for myself. Like, I want everybody in the world, wherever I go, India, China, Africa, you name it, I want people to see me not as a billionaire, not as the wealthy guy, not as the businessman, but a guy who loves Jesus. I want people to be like, dude, that's Justin Groff. He loves the Lord. And truly the only reason why I'm doing social media is to leverage that to reach more people all around the world. And now, like, I've truly realized that when I talk with somebody or meet with somebody, I know if they're like telling the truth in some ways or if they're not. I mean, I can really tell and listen to people and read people if they're really like acting fake to me, if they're not themselves. Even when they're completely new and I don't know anything about them, like, I can tell and sense that. I mean, bro, if you're going on a date with a girl or a guy, like, you better not be fake. You better not be lying. You better not be saying these things aren't true about yourself, because most likely it's not gonna last that long in that relationship with him or her. I think one of the biggest things though I learned was just to let go of what other people said about me. I mean, we're talking people would tell me, hey, you're making too much content here. Hey, you're working too hard. You shouldn't be working this hard at 18, 19, 20 years old. You shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be doing that. Well, you know what, motherfucker? I'm gonna do it harder since you're telling me to stop or trying to limit my potential. The reason why people are trying to say that, I think, is one, either your parents are trying to protect you or your family's trying to protect you from something. Two, they're trying to tell you something that they have never even tried before. Or three, they tried it and they just gave up. Please don't be that individual that listens to those people, because a lot of times they are wrong and you are right. I mean, also think about it this way. Nobody who's doing bigger or better things than you will ever criticize, hate, or naysay on you. They're always gonna actually support you and lift you up and try to get you to that next level, rather than those guys or individuals or girls, whoever it is, that are trying to take you out, are most likely doing lesser things. Their standards are lower than yours. That's honestly how you'll know the difference. When people are supporting you, they're probably going to be doing better things than you. And that's all right, because that's actually should be inspiring you and you shouldn't be comparing to that. The people that are doing lesser things than you are probably going to be the ones naysaying, hating, and criticizing you, because they never tried, or they just quit on themselves. You know, I remember watching a ton of YouTube when I was younger. I mean, we're talking 5 to 7 years ago, and I would watch hours and hours and hours of YouTube. But now I'm just realizing, you know, with those amount of hours, yeah, it was good for the start, but I'm really careful on who I watch and who I listen to, because there's a lot of information in this world that people will try to preach, teach, show you. You should do this, you should do that. Well, some of that information can be misleading, and some of that information can be really bad that may not pertain really to your life or your purpose. So whenever you're listening to a podcast or watching a YouTube video like this, really be careful who you're listening to, because some of those things can be very misleading and fake, very fake, and I've learned that. So I'm thankful that God's led me to the right counsel though, and the right mentors and mentees that help support and leave me accountable of my actions to know where I'm trying to go to make that happen. Because I've just learned to do my research on these people. Like, I literally study people. Before I meet somebody, I'll typically study you before I meet you, because I want to know who I'm dealing with. I want to know what you do, how you did it, all that kind of stuff, and to see if you're a faker jaker or if you're actually for real. Trust me, I don't just show up to show up, bro. Like, I am prepared and ready. Even though I might not have specific questions, I'm listening and I'm retaining on what they're trying to say to me, so then I can come up with those questions on the spot. I feel like some of the times when you try to meet somebody, I used to write a lot of questions, but now I just kind of go with the flow. Just whatever comes to mind, I'll ask. But it's really just creating that relationship that really matters for the long-term haul.